sketch the graph of y equal to sine x, where x is largely between negative 2 pi and 2 pi. We will use 5 key points on the graph of sine. Those key points are found straight from the unit circle. The first one is the sine of 0, and the sine of 0 is equal to 0. Sine is the y coordinate. At 0, the coordinate is 1, 0. At 90 degrees, the coordinate is 0, 1, so the sine of 90 is 1. Sine of pi over 2, 1. At 180 pi, the sine is 0, negative 1, 0. At 270, or 3 pi over 2, the sine is negative 1, since the coordinate on the unit circle is 0, negative 1. And at 2 pi, we start over again, and the sine is 0. Now we're going to connect those points with a smooth curve. Here we go. So the sine curve has the shape of a snake, and we're also going to connect the points on the left side. Sine of negative pi over 2, negative 1. Sine negative pi, 0. Sine negative 3 pi over 2, 1. And sine negative 2 pi, 0. The domain is all real numbers, and the range y can only be between negative 1 and 1. We will apply the same technique for the graph of cosine. Y is equal to cosine between negative 2 pi and pi. The 5 key points are cosine of 0, which is the x coordinate. Cosine of 0 is equal to 1, so we start at 1. Cosine pi over 2 is equal to 0 from the unit circle. Cosine 180, cosine pi is equal to negative 1. Cosine 3 pi over 2, or 270 degrees, is equal to 0. Remember that cosine is the x coordinate. And then we go back to 1 again, 360, and cosine 360 is equal to 1. We will connect those points. We will connect those points with a smooth curve starting at 1, and the graph of cosine has the shape of a cup. And we'll continue on the left side. Cosine negative pi over 2 is 0. Cosine negative pi is negative 1. Cosine negative 3 pi over 2 is 0. And cosine negative 2 pi is positive 1. Connect them with a smooth curve. And the domain is the set of real numbers, all real numbers. And the range, the y is largely between negative 1 and 1. This is a compared look of the graph of sine and cosine. Notice that the key points are intercepts, maximum and minimum points. They are 0, pi over 2, pi, 3 pi over 2, and 2 pi. They divide the curve into 4 quarters corresponding to the 4 quadrants.